Donald Trump just got roasted so hard, not even his ego could survive the flames. From fake praise to failed marriages, the mask is slipping fast. Let's unpack this.
All the lying you've done to the American people. On
all
everything.
The what?
All the lying, all the dishonesties.
That who has done?
You have done. Tens of thousands.
Go ahead, please.
Let's just take a second here. Donald Trump, the self-declared best thing to ever happen to black Americans, now blaming immigrants for stealing black jobs? It's almost impressive how he finds a way to make everything someone else's fault. With zero facts, but lots of fear-mongering. If Olympic gaslighting was a thing, Trump would have taken home gold every year since 2015.
He caused the inflation, and it's killing black families and Hispanic families and just about everybody. The fact is that his big kill on the black people is the millions of people that he's allowed to come in through the border. They're taking black jobs now, and it could be 18, it could be 19, and even 20 million people. They're taking black jobs.
I just want to shout out a few people that made a difference in our lives. My grandfather owned a hardware store, and so he showed me that black people could do business. My grandmother told me she worked at Picatinny Arsenal during the war making bombs. She felt like that was her contribution to helping America win. She also raised 9 kids. My other grandmother, who is 91, raised 7 kids. So shout to Nana in Maryland.
And then, Queen Latifah, in pure boss mode, steps up and shows us what real pride and real contribution look like. She's out here honoring generations who actually built something for America, while Trump sits in gold-plated toilets crying about caravans. Queen Latifah just fired off a truth missile, and guess where it landed? Right between Donald Trump's spray-tanned eyebrows. You know her from hip-hop, Hollywood, and now she's making political satire look easy. Trump's about to wish he stayed retired on that fake golf course of his because Latifah, she's not pulling a single punch today. Get ready, because the takedown is just getting started.
You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabbit to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort.
Imagine standing on a stage, receipts in hand, while Trump's greatest hits, the lies, racism, casual dinner dates with white supremacists, get aired out like dirty laundry at a family reunion. Brutal, absolutely. Deserved? Oh, 1000%. Before we dive even deeper into this orange clown show, smash that like button and subscribe, because what Queen Latifah is about to reveal next, even I had to pause and replay it. Queen Latifah, queen of sass and truth bombs, isn't just poking the bear, she's body slamming him with the whole history book. She didn't just roast Trump for the usual scandals. No, she went for the things he desperately wishes we'd all forget. The lies, the ego, and oh yes, the circus fire that is his marriage. And trust me, the juiciest part is still to come.
We all know what happened. You know, we had a great quarterback. He decided to take a knee, for that, and that became a firestorm, and it wasn't just him, him and some of his teammates. And then it became about everything except what it was about. It was strictly about police brutality. It was about the way the police were treating black men.
Now this is what you call setting the record straight. Queen Latifah didn't just speak, she laid it down. Kaepernick didn't kneel for the anthem because he hates America. He knelt because America keeps pretending black lives are optional. And who turned that into a circus? Oh right, Mr. I have a black friend, probably himself, Donald J. Trump. This is the guy who managed to make standing against police brutality sound like an attack on apple pie. He took a powerful protest and twisted it into his own little rallying cry for people who think diversity is a horror movie. Look, we all know Trump is the human embodiment of alternative facts. The same guy who proudly declared, "I have the best words," like he was casting a spell on reality. This is the man who could look you straight in the eye, point at the ocean, and say, "That's just big water from the toilet," and people would believe him. He's out here selling the fantasy. Greatest businessman? Bankrupt 6 times. Most beloved president? Literally impeached twice. Happily married? We'll get to that in a second.
Doctors in England claim that writing and listening to rap can actually treat mental illness. Yeah, they say that rap lyrics are about people's struggles and how they overcame them, and so the songs actually help people battling depression feel more empowered. I can attest.
Queen Latifah's not just speaking facts, she's handing out life lessons like candy on Halloween. While Trump's stuck pretending his marriage isn't one long, awkward red carpet pose, Latifah's out here reminding us that healing comes from honesty, from struggle, from truth, and when she dropped that subtle but nuclear bomb about Trump's marriage, you could feel it across the country. The collective, oh damn, like she just hit him with a mic made of divorce papers. Let's be honest, we all know that things held together by three things: a prenup, a photo op, and Melania's contractually obligated smirk. And Queen Latifah, she just exposed it like it was reality TV, and the season finale is coming.
Why are African Americans still dying at the hands of law enforcement in this country?
And so are white people. So are white people. What a terrible question to ask. So are white people. More white people, by the way. More white people.
Ah, yes, the old whataboutism classic. Someone brings up black lives being lost to police violence and Trump's immediate reaction, but white people too. What's next, Don? All fingers matter at a glove factory. The man heard a cry for justice and thought it was a competition. Like racism is a game of stats and he's checking the scoreboard. Trump logic 101. If I say it loud, fast, and wrong enough times, someone's gonna believe it. Now, about that picture-perfect marriage. Let's just say, Trump's romantic history is about as stable as his Twitter account in 2021. 3 marriages, and somehow not a single one looks like it's based on anything other than camera flash and contractual obligation. His relationship with Melania? Oh, it's giving big PR stunt with benefits energy. Like 2 people trapped in the world's longest episode of Shark Tank. Hi, I'm Donald, and I'm offering 20 years of awkward smiles in exchange for immunity from public scrutiny. Meanwhile, Melania, she's out here looking at her wedding ring like it's a tracking device from a Bond villain, and you just know she's counting down the days until The Real Ex-Wives of Mar-a-Lago drops on Hulu.
Maybe some people, they see me as just a wife of the president, but I'm standing on my own 2 feet, independent. I have my own thoughts. I have my own yes and no. I don't always agree what my husband is saying or doing, and that's okay.
Are you able to tell him when you disagree?
I gave him my advice, and sometimes he listens, sometimes he doesn't, and that's okay. With him, no, I don't. And I tell him that. I tell him my opinions. I tell him what I think. Sometimes he listens, sometimes he don't.
And there it is. Melania, ever the master of passive-aggressive PR, politely letting the world know, no, I do not support that man. But yes, the prenup is airtight. Her body language says, help, but her words say, I'm under NDA. It's almost tragic. If it weren't so incredibly on brand, then Queen Latifah steps in and without even raising her voice, casually slices through Trump's personal life like it's Thanksgiving at the dysfunctional family table. Because let's face it, if this man can't manage a relationship without it ending in tabloid flames, how is he supposed to manage a country? The pattern is crystal clear. Start big, make it messy, blame everyone else when it explodes. And don't even get me started on Melania's tenure as First Lady. She made "Be Best" look like a threat instead of a slogan. Every time she was dragged to an event, her face said, I could be anywhere else. Like Antarctica with no Wi-Fi and no husband. But hey, the check's clear. And silence, as they say, is golden unless you're married to Trump. Then it's just part of the brand.
I absolutely love this idea. I remember going through my things as a teenager, 14, 15, and sitting on the bus, taking the bus to the movies or wherever I was going, and sitting on the back of the bus writing lyrics and working through my own emotions, working through things and really coming in, into a more positive place just by expressing what I was feeling. So I really hope that this works.
Queen Latifah just reminded us why she's not just a queen, she's royalty of relevance. While Trump was out here dodging taxes and pretending his spray tan was natural, Latifah was on the back of a bus writing lyrics and processing actual feelings. Like a human being with a soul. That raw honesty, that's how you connect with people. Meanwhile, Trump connects like a bad Bluetooth speaker, loud, glitchy, and always trying to sell you something fake. Trump's lies aren't just little fibs whispered in golf carts. No, they're an entire genre now. He's turned gaslighting into an art form, from the self-made billionaire fantasy to the I never had help from my father bedtime story. Newsflash, Trump was born on third base and thought he hit a home run. The man inherited enough money to buy a small country and still managed to bankrupt casinos. That's like losing money running a vending machine. His secret formula: inherit wealth, inflate numbers, blame everyone else, then slap your name on a stake, a school, or a plane, and watch it all implode.
People should be staying in locker rooms, but still, I think it's good. You have to stand proudly for the national anthem. Well, you shouldn't be playing, you shouldn't be there. Maybe you shouldn't be in the country. You have to stand proudly.
Donald Trump.
Black excellence. Yeah, we made some black excellence. And it wasn't just at the top of Africa.
Trump hears black excellence and immediately thinks it's a threat to his ego, or worse, his ratings. His response? Ban protests, deport athletes, rewrite patriotism like it's another one of his unpaid invoices. And that right there, that's the Trump playbook in a nutshell. Ignore the message, attack the messenger, shout fake news, and golf your way out of accountability. Let's talk accomplishments, shall we? The man spent more time golfing than governing, more time tweeting than listening, and somehow less time reading than anyone. He turned the presidency into a poorly lit reality show where the country lost and he still claimed victory. Trump didn't serve the American people. He served up Trump trademark, reheated every morning and microwaved for the MAGA crowd. The policies, a mess. The foreign relations, a diplomatic dumpster fire. The domestic front, pure chaos wrapped in an ego trip and sealed with a Sharpie signature. And oh yeah, remember that little insurrection? The one where he basically incited a riot like he was trying to win a Razzie Award for worst leadership in a national crisis. He stirred up a crowd with the emotional maturity of a toddler denied a toy. And the result? One of the darkest chapters in modern American history. All because Trump couldn't handle the word no.
It's time for some people to go to jail. Some people are out there to straight kill. Some people are out there to be authority figures. You give them that kind of power and of a weapon, and it changes their mentality.
And just like that, Queen Latifah drops the hammer like it's Judgment Day. This wasn't vague. This wasn't polite. This was straight truth. And it hit harder than any press conference Trump's ever stumbled through. Give someone unchecked power and a badge, and suddenly they think they're starring in Call of Duty, Oppress the People edition. Queen Latifah didn't sugarcoat it. She served it raw. And honestly, we needed the whole plate. The best part? This takedown didn't come with dramatic lighting or a swelling soundtrack. Nope, just clean, cutthroat honesty. The kind that slices through Trump's ego like a hot knife through a MAGA hat. This wasn't a political debate, it was a Netflix moment. The scene where the main character just stands up, delivers one devastating truth line, and walks out while the room sits in stunned silence. Donald Trump has spent decades dressing himself up as America's answer to everything. The genius billionaire, the alpha negotiator, the love guru with a 3-ring marital circus. And then Queen Latifah came in and, with the effort of someone checking her watch, shattered the illusion.
Many of us, again, when we first saw this, thought it was suspect because at no time ever has Donald Trump or anybody else suggested that he was providing financing to the Black Panthers when he was in college. Second of all, again, if you look at logic here, Donald Trump was at Wharton. His daddy, brought him into the school. He didn't have the grades. And there's nowhere in hell that Donald Trump would be crossing paths with the Black Panthers, especially in Oakland.
Yeah, so those things don't line up.
I mean, seriously, Trump helping fund the Black Panthers? That's like saying he marched with MLK right after inventing jazz and curing racism. Let's just break it down. The man was at Wharton, where his dad allegedly bought his way in. He couldn't even cross a college campus without a trust fund bodyguard, but we're supposed to believe he was out here vibing with revolutionaries in Oakland? Nope, doesn't pass the eye roll test, let alone the smell test. This whole delusional myth building? It's classic Trump. He builds fantasy worlds in his head and then tries to sell them like condos in a ghost town. And you know what? He's lied so much for so long, he probably believes half of it. He lies to the media, to his fans, to Melania, bless her soul, and even to his own reflection in the mirror. At this point, he's living in a delusion dome, what thingy? Where facts don't matter, logic is banned, and if you repeat a lie 5 times into a gold-plated mirror, it magically becomes presidential. But this time, Queen Latifah handed him the mirror and it shattered.
I love those pink signs. Women for Trump. I love the signs behind me. Blacks for Trump. I like those signs. Blacks for Trump. You watch. You watch. Those signs are great. Thank you.
And there it is, the human billboard himself. Trump standing on stage, practically drooling over signs like Blacks for Trump, as if that one guy in the background holding it counts for an entire voting block. He treats these props, I mean people, like collectible action figures. Women for Trump, blacks for Trump. Cats who tolerate Trump. He doesn't see support, he sees merch. And maybe that's why he clings so desperately to his fantasy world, especially when it comes to his marriage. Because deep down, Donald Trump can't handle reality. He'd rather live in a snow globe version of his life. All golden elevators, obedient spouses, and fake poll numbers. But the globe's cracking, and Queen Latifah just shook the whole damn thing. Her truth bomb wasn't just satisfying, it was devastating. It hit right at the core of what Trump fears most, being exposed. Because let's be honest, this man's resume is basically a Wikipedia page full of citations needed. His life is a montage of broken deals, flopped products, tabloid scandals, and marriages that make soap operas look healthy. And yet he keeps spinning it like he's the hero of some American myth. Not this time.
The black community was not fucking with Trump, you know what I'm saying? But when that PPP shit and all that shit came out, black people forgave him.
And this right here, the irony is just chef's kiss. Trump throws money around like hush candy and thinks it earns him love. The PPP loans hit, and he suddenly thinks he's beloved in the streets. No, sir. That wasn't forgiveness. That was just financial survival in the middle of chaos you helped unleash. Here's the truth. Trump's never been the man he pretends to be. Not a business mogul, just a brand in bankruptcy. Not a family man, just a walking prenup. Not a president, just a one-term reality show contestant who got canceled by the voters. But you know what he is? A phenomenal punchline. The kind that writes itself. And Queen Latifah, she didn't just tell the joke, she closed the show. She gave us a masterclass in cutting through the noise. One perfectly aimed jab at a man who's been spinning lies so long, even Vegas wouldn't bet on him anymore. And that final twist, Trump's still out here doing rhetorical gymnastics, twisting himself into knots, trying to look legit, while everyone else is watching like, dude, just stop. You're not fooling anyone.
To the black and Hispanic communities, I want to thank you for the tremendous outpouring of love and trust that you have shown me with your vote. We set records, and I will not forget it. I've heard your voices in the campaign, and I look forward to working with you in the years to come.
Ah yes, Donald Trump, thanking black and Hispanic voters like he just got elected prom king at a school he's never attended. That outpouring of love he's talking about, more like a polite shrug from communities he spent years disrespecting, demonizing, and disregarding. But hey, why let facts get in the way of a good fake victory lap? This wasn't just a mic drop. This whole takedown was a reality check served cold. A giant flashing sign to anyone still sipping the Trump Kool-Aid that said, wake up. You know the fantasy. Trump as the misunderstood genius, bravely battling the corrupt establishment. He's just a humble truth teller, right? Sure. And I'm the Queen of England. Latifah wasn't here to debate. She was here to demolish. She sliced through the nonsense like it was wrapping paper on a Christmas morning lie. And the best part, she didn't have to scream. She just stood firm, calm, unbothered. While Trump was off trying to rewrite history with a Sharpie, Latifah came in with a permanent marker of truth. That's the thing about Queen Latifah. She doesn't just tell it like it is. She makes it impossible to ignore. Meanwhile, Trump dances around the truth like it owes him money. Honesty makes him squirm. Facts make him flinch. And the truth, that's his kryptonite. But now, let's end it with Stephen A. Smith spitting facts.
I love how y'all pick apart me on Hannity. I was on Cuomo on News Nation an hour earlier. I ain't hear nothing about that. I was on MSNBC at least twice over the last month. I ain't hear nothing about that. I was on CNN. Abby Phillips, Laura Coates, several times. I ain't hear nothing about that. Okay? Oh, Stephen A. Contributor to Fox. I'm no contributor to Fox News. I show up on all the networks. I was on Real Time with Bill Maher on HBO. I'm sorry, I ain't hear nothing about that. I've repeatedly said, I think Trump will cause civil war in this country. I can't vote for the brother. Y'all just going to ignore that. Why am I bringing all of this stuff up? Because the second black folks find somebody from our community that doesn't march 100% lockstep with one another, they a sellout. They this, they that. Shut the hell up. This is getting ridiculous. okay?
Stephen A. Smith just walked in like, "Hi, I'm tired of the nonsense, and I brought receipts." Because apparently, having a nuanced opinion while being black automatically makes you a sellout now. This whole segment was a masterclass in rejecting the binary thinking that Trump and his defenders love to exploit. Stephen A. didn't just call it out, he lit it up like a 4th of July firework over Mar-a-Lago. And honestly, maybe it's time Trump finally reads a script he didn't write himself, because keeping your story straight, that's not just politics, that's basic storytelling. But for Trump, that's like asking a fish to ride a bike. He's been spinning lies for so long, it's a reflex, not a tactic. And the sad part, he probably doesn't even remember what truth feels like anymore. Queen Latifah gave us a gift. She reminded us that no matter how loud the circus gets, no matter how wild the spin machine runs, reality always wins. The truth is patient, and eventually, it catches up. And now, click here for the next Trump disaster.